Okay, and you are ready to go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paula Davis. I'm a proud member of Region 13 and a member of the regional faculty. I am also the judge specialist moderator for all of the judges and the judging program in Sweet Adelines International. So today we're going to talk a little bit about our new song assessment tool. There are some fabulous training videos and material on the website, and we're going to walk you through the website. Sometimes the website is hard to negotiate. So we're going to walk through that and find those places that you can continue to refer to it and also find how you get to the song assessment tool to do it. So I'm going to jump over to sharing my screen. And we can see that now we're on the sweetadelines.com website. All we need to do, when you can just sit and look at those beautiful pictures for a while as they scroll by, but we just want to go down to right to the next part where it says About Sweet Adelines, and then click on the button that says Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. So when that pops up, you can see there's an explanation of the board's June decision about not using songs that have racial history or past or lyrics or messages. So you can read about that if you still need to do that. And there's a picture of me from a long time ago, well, 2016. And then right down here under the resources, the first one here is Song Assessment Tools, and you'll have to make sure that you're logged on to the website as a member. It's only available to members, so make sure you log on. So once there, we have a plethora of wonderful tools that you can use. I want to encourage everyone, choruses and quartets alike, to go ahead and start working through this with your contest songs. Go ahead and do the research and send them in now or soon. That way you'll have confidence that it's perfectly admissible for contest, and then you don't have to worry about it, because as you register for contest, you will have to click a box or check a box that says, yes, my song has been sent into the song assessment tool, or I have checked the song assessment tool and it is admissible. So, and you'll have to have confirmation of that from the committee in order to be cleared to sing it on the contest stage. So make sure that you do that. And here is just a little graphic of what happens when you send in your song assessment. We'll look at the tool for how you do it, just to walk through that, but you're ready to send it in. All you have to do is just email it, submit it, and it goes to a database that special committees will look at. The Song Assessment Committee will be named probably in October or sometime after the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council, or that new council, their members have been named, and then the committee will be named as well. But right now, there are 4 groups working with about 3 or 4 people each that are checking the songs as they come in. We've had about 100 come in to the organization, to this committee. And if you can look right here on this, we'll see it in just a moment, where you can look at the database and see if your song is already on there. If it's not, you will need to send it in, do the research and send in the form. So once the committee gets it, it will go to the organizational song database. If it's yes, it's admissible, or no, it is not admissible, it will go show that on the web, on the database. I do want to clarify, it will say admissible. We don't want it to be confused with, is it acceptable material for barbershop contests? So this is not about the arrangement or not about the form of the song or anything like that. We're only at this moment checking for any racial implications, racial discrimination, or demeaning, or anything like that that may be in the songs, even in the history of it. So every song, we have lots of songs on there that say yes. So, and some you'll probably be surprised that say yes. So now, if the Song Assessment Committee will contact you and say, yes, your song has been cleared and it is admissible for contest. Or this one right here, we need more research done. There's not enough research. Or we see there's other research that shows some things you might need to consider. So it will come back to you if they think it needs more research done to it. So we're going to look at the actual tool. So this is the very first page on it. This is just a list of questions if you want to see the list of questions, but we're going to look at actually what it looks like. They provide you right here with a list of resources that you can look up online. Sometimes it's hard to know how to start. What do I look for? And immediately we end up at Wikipedia. And you will see that they will ask further on, make sure you have more than Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is done by anyone. Anyone can contribute to that. And so it's not guaranteed to be correct or accurate. So you can start there and get the basics if you want to, but they would really like you to look further into some of these places. So this is a good place to start in case you don't know. So then they just ask the basic things: name, email address, the name of your chorus or quartet, and what region you're in. And then at the bottom of the first page, you have these questions. So right here, I've checked the list of songs that have already been evaluated right here with this link. If you have, and it says yes on there, my song and arranger are not on the list. Okay, so you're looking to see if it's been on there, because if it is and it's already says yes or no, you can do that, but it has to be the same arranger. So if you have a different arranger, there's a lot of arrangers for some of our well-known songs. So if you have a different arranger, they need to look at that. Okay, so this one is, I'm going to be researching the songs in a medley, and you will have to do 2 separate song assessment tools if there are 2 songs in the medley. And then I'm asking the committee to reassess a song based on additional research. It could be that someone sends additional research, or you have found additional research on a song that you think might change its rating. So that's what that is there for. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so we're gonna go back here. That's the first page. Okay, I'll just go back here. And we're gonna look at the list of questions here. So there we go. Whoopsie. So they're gonna ask you things like, what is the title of the song? Are you considering it for contest? Right now, we really want you to send your contest songs in. Eventually, we would love for everyone to use this as an educational tool for your ensemble to decide, is this right for our audiences? Is this right for our members? And so you can send in any song in your repertoire. Right now, we want to make sure everybody can get the information they need for contest. So please go ahead and do those. But if you're doing open division, you'll need to submit all of the songs that you use. And it's 1 survey or 1 form per song. They're asking you, doing it for contest, who's the arranger? What is the style of the song? You don't have to research that. Is it an uptune? Is it a ballad? Is it a swing tune? Other. So what year was the song written? This is the kind of basic information you can probably get on Wikipedia, but you'll want to know what year it is and who wrote the lyrics. If you have a copy of the music, you'll be able to see the um, composer and the lyricist's name on there, as well as the arranger, and you'll need to know all of those. So then they want you to look up the lyricist. Tell us about the lyricist. What other things has he written? He or she written? And then the composer, same thing. What did your research tell you about it? And you don't have to write an essay. 2-3 sentences generally is enough. Give them the basic facts. You've already told them when that song was written, but when were they writing, the lyricist or the composer? And what are some of the facts surrounding their work? Okay, so that's the material by the composer and the lyricist. And then they ask you to write out the lyrics and read them like poetry or a story. They want you to be very aware of the lyrics and how it sounds to the listener when you are really telling your story. So, who and what is the song about as originally intended by the composer? And earlier performers. So they're looking for the original intent of the song and actually how the earlier performers performed it. And that's where you start finding if there is racial history or messages or lyrics that might be offensive to audiences or members or potential members. So, what is it about and who is it about? So, did this song originally or subsequently demean a marginalized group? And by that, we mean a group that is considered at a social disadvantage, either in history or today. So, idiomatic expressions, metaphors, jargon. When you do the research, you will find a lot of things that we may not realize are demeaning actually come up as that's the way they were used in a demeaning manner when the song was written. So that's why we want to do the research. So then they ask you to share a link to the earliest performance that you can find. And then they really want to know if you've done some research about the history. What was going on at the time? What was going on in culture at the time that influenced these songs and the writing of these songs? They want you to look up the original sheet music to the song and look at the cover of it. Does the picture actually demean someone or a characteristic on that sheet that would demean someone? Does the research or background of the song reveal anything that is discriminatory or racist or non-inclusive in these prior versions? So the message of the song, original or after that, does it limit any singer or audience member's ability to engage with it positively? Is it going to affect someone in your audience or in your chorus that may be hurt or offended by these lyrics or the history of it? So this question here, could the message of the song exclude or demean any singer in this list? Right now, when we are saying admissible or inadmissible, we're only looking at the racial component. But we're asking you, it's just your education. Does it demean another gender? Does it demean another background or age or disability or another socioeconomic status? That's a decision your chorus will make or your quartet. Is it right for you? And this just makes us aware and ask the questions. Is it right for you and your audience? And the same kind of questions. Are there any other marginalized groups that you might need to consider? Are there any adjustments to the lyric that would make it more inclusive? I will ask you to be very thoughtful with this one. First of all, you need to look at the new changes to the judging category description book. There's been a number, particularly in the music category, and lyric changes is addressed there as it was before, but it has some additional changes now. So the thing is, we want you to be sensitive about the kind of lyrics you're putting in if you're changing them. The thing is, they're going to continue to ask you questions about that. So would it make it more inclusive or current? Sometimes it's fine to make it more current. Sometimes it does not take away the history or the original message or the intended message. So something to consider. And then they ask you to write any lyric changes that you're using, even if they're very minor. So if you had suggested lyric changes, would any performer or audience member be aware of the original? You may be able to think of some songs that you would know the original words to the song. So they ask that question, and then it continues to ask you to supply the links to the research that you used. They want to collect any new links that you might find and add that to their list of possibilities for people to use. But it also helps them know what kind of extent that you went to do the research on the song. So let's just take a little look at the song evaluation database so you'll know what you're looking at. This isn't all 100 of what we have right now, but it's what they used, what they had at the time they put this up on the website. So you can see Alexander's Ragtime Band is right here, and it says admissible, no. And you can link to the research if that's what you would like to do, just so you can understand. So, Auld Lang Syne, yes. Best Day of My Life. Big Bad Bill says no. So you can see there's a lot of yes and no's, and it's very clear. So you will want to check that first to see if your song and your arranger is the one on the database sheet before you go through and do all the research again. Okay, here we go. So this right here, these assessment tool videos are wonderful, wonderful, and they walk you through every question on the website. If you have any kind of question, there's 3 here that you can look at. They will show you links that you can use. They will actually talk about the research that they got on those songs so that you can really see what kind of research they're looking for and what kind of information they're looking for. On these committees that are looking, there are music judges, there are arrangers, and there are people that are great at research. So they are the people that will be looking at this and making these final decisions. Just so you understand how that it then comes to us as judges, you will put your songs and whether you have been a committee or the songs have been approved as admissible on your registration form. Once everyone in the region's information has been received, that committee will send the information to us about what your songs are and they are admissible. If they have had to send it back to you for more research, they will tell us that as well. So that's how the judges find out. And hopefully, if we can get everyone started now or soon to send in contest songs, then they will know and there won't be any problem with people not able to get their research in time or anything like that. So it's all quite easy. It's easy to get to on the website. It's easy to just follow the form and answer the questions. If you need to do more research while you're in the form, that's fine. You can take as long as you need. However, once you leave that form once, it does not save. So you'll have to do it again. So try to get as much of your research as you think you might need done before you begin, and then you just get it in. They ask you to attach a copy of your arrangement so they can actually look at it, and then you just hit send and go. So it's a very easy tool. I look forward to seeing all of our songs. I've done it myself. I've done it twice for my quartet. We decided that one song was probably not appropriate. We decided that ourselves and said, no, we're not going to use it for contest. And we've already had the opportunity to change and chosen a song and are now already working on it. That's why we want people to start now. And then the other song was admissible, and we got our yes, and we continue on with that one. So I highly encourage you to get started on it for your chorus or quartet. Use it as an educational tool to help your whole ensemble understand the history and the character of the song. It will affect your expression as well. So it can have a lot of positive effects along with just knowing that it will be admissible for contest. So that's all for today. After you have gone through it, if you have other questions about the song assessment tool, there's a special email for you. It's songassessmenttool@sweetadelines.com. You can go there, send a question, and one of the people on the committee will answer it right away. Normally, the return time, once you send it in, is within about 10 days or less. So you'll get the answer pretty quickly. Thank you for being here and watching. And if you have any questions, just let them know. They're there to answer you. Thanks.